Welcome back to my take. After a healthy winter solstice/exam period break, it's time to get back down to business. A couple of months ago, I was asked to write a piece on Ubisoft's upcoming title, I Am Alive. I started researching the game as I'd only heard of it in passing and was unsure of the specifics. I went the whole circle: press releases, official website, official and fan-made forums, interviews, the works. The information I found was pretty consistent on gameplay, graphic specs and release platforms, but one element of the game left me completely cross-eyed: the story. The only thing that my sources agreed on was that a cataclysmic event happens which leaves everything in a post-apocalyptic setting. One source said that the protagonist was looking for his ex-girlfriend, whom he still loves and hopes to find alive somewhere and get back together with, while another one said he was looking for his wife and daughter. Official sources even contradicted each other. The problem has of course been rectified now, the game being so close to release, but it does point towards a huge problem, not only in video game development, but in our reporting of it as well. Everything starts with an idea. In almost every other art form, that idea is a story. Painters don't look at a canvas and think to themselves, what would look cool on this? They stare at it with an idea of what to say and think to themselves, how can I bring my message to life on this? The same goes for books, films, music, pretty much everything. It starts with an artist's idea of a message, a theme, a subject he wants to explore to its core. He then puts that idea to paper and hands it over to a publication company, film studio, or music producer. His idea is in most cases, of course, tweaked to fit the medium it's on, but everything starts with a message, a theme, the soul of the work of art the finished product will ultimately be. As the great film director Raoul Walsh used to say, if you haven't got story, you haven't got anything. In bad production, this doesn't happen. In bad production, someone walks into a producer's office and says, you know what would be cool? A game about how creatively you can kill monsters. That would be cool. The production team then goes to work designing cool weapons, awesome levels, scenic locations, but not a single thought is put into the character's motivation and plot. To use an analogy from the film industry, which I abhor doing, it's essentially the difference between Godfather and Avatar. Godfather is the poster child of fantastic writing and will live an eternal life as an example to be followed. Avatar, on the other hand, was made to show off a piece of tech. It's an amazing technological feat, but when you analyze the story, it's essentially Pocahontas in 3D, which may be the reason why I've already forgotten what it's about. Regrettably, the vast majority of video games is made in this way, starting with an idea of a great feature. On rare occasions, this actually works, but it works best when the developers don't try to tack on a story in the last few months of development and are honest about the fact that the game is basically about this one cool thing. But when you have a game ready, with all the levels laid out and challenges plotted, before you start trying to explain how any of it came to be, why it's there, what the characters are doing there and why, you get the kind of generic, shallow bullshit this industry is plagued with, and we as video game journalists are not helping the situation. We scour around for information and write articles about a game's feature well before its release, praising it for this combat system or that level of AI sophistication, but never stop to ask the question, why? I, for one, am way more curious about why I should be mowing down a bunch of living things, as opposed to what equipment I use to do so. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?